If you're like me and have moved away from Christianity, you might find yourself puzzled by our parents' unwavering belief in God. Why do they find it so hard to question their religious beliefs? Or why don't they question them at all? Often our parents are intelligent, logical thinkers in many aspects of life. However, when it comes to their religious convictions, it's a different story. Here, faith takes the forefront. This divergence between faith and logic can be perplexing, especially when viewed through the lens of our own shifted perspectives. Today, we're talking about family and why your parents, despite everything, are probably not at fault, and how coming to terms with this sooner rather than later can benefit and even heal your relationship with them. Hey everyone, I am Lane, and welcome to Feeling Freaky. Before we jump into today's video, I have a question for you. What difficulties have you faced when it comes to family and religion? And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming up next. Religious beliefs can be an integral part of a family's identity and history, especially in America, where a 2020 Pew Research study found that 64% of Americans, including children, were Christian. For many parents, including my own, faith is more than just their religious conviction. It involves passing on traditions, rituals, stories, and moral values, and commitment to their faith is expressed through practices like prayer, attending church, religious holidays, and rites of passage like baptism. In essence, these religious beliefs and practices are deeply interwoven into the very fabric of personal and familial identity. Parents, in many cases, believe and adhere to their faith not only because of a spiritual calling, but also due to the profound impact that these beliefs have had on their own personal lives. Their faith can be a cornerstone of their own personal and moral framework, shaped by their own upbringing and the society in which they live and life experiences. This perspective is crucial in understanding why parents pass down their faith. They view these teachings not just as religious doctrines, but as vital life lessons and a legacy of values and ethics that they hope will guide and support their children. People are deeply influenced by the communities they're a part of, and churches often serve as community centers for social interaction, moral guidance, and charity work, further embedding these values in the daily lives of individuals. And churches are everywhere. I'm from Texas, and in the town I grew up in, you couldn't drive 5 minutes in any direction without passing a church. In my hometown of Arlington, there are nearly 2,000 churches. And in the state of Texas alone, there are over 30,000 churches. And according to the National Congregational Study Survey in 2020, there are nearly 380,000 churches in the United States. That's a lot of church. So what does this mean? This sort of density of churches reflects the importance of the Christian faith in a community's social structure, cultural identity, and even everyday life. It suggests that Christian beliefs, practices, and values likely play a significant role in the shaping of community norms and traditions. This deep-rooted presence of religion in our communities helps explain why many families, perhaps including your own, hold their religious beliefs so closely. It's a reflection of a broader cultural narrative, one that has been centuries in the making. After all, most people, for most of time, have been religious. And with an abundance of churches to choose from, it's not surprising that your family might be religious too. Beliefs like Christianity can often provide a sense of certainty and security in an unpredictable world, and the prospect of navigating life without this framework can be daunting for many people, parents included, especially those with years or decades invested in a particular belief system, making it understandable why they might struggle to challenge those long-held beliefs. Cognitive bias refers to the systematic ways in which the context and framing of information can influence an individual's judgment and decision-making. So for example, let's imagine there's a person who believes that eating only raw and organic food is the healthiest way to live. They might actively seek out articles and research that support this belief, while ignoring or discounting studies that suggest organic food has similar nutritional value to non-organic food. Their preference for information that confirms their pre-existing belief about organic food is a classic example of confirmation or cognitive bias. But there's also something called a backfire effect, where contradicting evidence can actually reinforce those beliefs. So back to our organic and raw food example. Let's pretend that our organic food person encounters a study that shows no significant health benefits of organic foods over non-organic ones. Instead of reconsidering their stance, they might scrutinize the study's methodology, questioning the researchers' motives or cite factors that they believe the study overlooked. They could argue that the study was funded by corporations with vested interests, or that long-term health impacts weren't adequately assessed. This reaction not only dismisses the new information, but also reinforces their belief in the superior health benefits of organic food, as they've rationalized away evidence that contradicts their belief. But let's get back to our parents and why they may not question their beliefs. For many parents, religious beliefs are also deeply intertwined with their emotional experiences. These beliefs might be connected to significant life events, such as marriages, birth, and death. Questioning them can feel like revisiting and challenging these profound personal experiences. Parents can often exist within groups of people that support and hold these same beliefs. I can say confidently that most, if not all, of my mom's friends hold the same Christian beliefs as she does. And for my dad, he's not quite the social butterfly like my mom, but I feel pretty confident in saying that his hunting buddies are Bible-toting believers. So consider this: the risk of alienation, loss of social support, or facing ostracism from your peers can be a powerful deterrent against questioning religious beliefs. And I also think it's fair to say that religious belief can be a core part of an individual's identity. Questioning these beliefs might lead to an identity crisis or a sense of loss, as it's not just about changing a viewpoint, but undergoing a profound transformation in self-perception and place in the world. It's important to realize that most parents pass down their religious beliefs with a conviction that they're acting in your best interest. I know for certain that my parents raised me the best way they knew how. They were giving me a moral and ethical framework for life, one that was molded by their own experiences and understanding of the world. Realizing this creates an opportunity to approach our parents' decisions with compassion and empathy. When we consider that their choices were often driven by love, concern, and a desire to guide us, it opens a pathway to a deeper understanding. And empathy doesn't necessarily mean agreement. It's about acknowledging and respecting the journey that led our parents to their beliefs. By doing that, we can create an environment of mutual understanding and respect, and that's essential for any relationship. Having this sort of approach will really allow you to maintain your individual path of belief and thought, while also respecting the beliefs of your parents. Getting towards the end of the video, I want to talk about the significance of personal growth and self-realization. This part of our journey, the exploration and questioning of our beliefs, is a natural and important aspect of our personal development. Think of it as an extension of your upbringing and not a rejection of it. A quest to build upon the foundations laid by our families while carving out your own path. This journey is entirely unique and deeply personal. It's about embracing your curiosity and allowing yourself to question while seeking a deeper understanding of your own truth. So I'd like to encourage you to go on this journey with an open heart and an open mind. It's not just about finding the answers, but also about learning how to ask the right questions and being comfortable in the space of not knowing. So let's continue this journey together of challenging what we know and what we don't, as we discover new perspectives and deeper truths on Feeling Freaky.